Hey everybody, welcome back to another video here at North Georgia TCG. On today's episode, what we're talking about is Lorcana boosters and what's actually inside of the packs. What we hear often from new players wanting to know, hey, can I just go start buying some boosters and will it be everything that I need to play the game? And the short answer is, it depends on how many boosters you're actually planning on buying. If you don't have any cards here yet, what we would actually recommend buying, of course, is a starter deck. Here is two versions from Into the Inklings, the Set 3 set, and what you'll find is these do come with a 60-card pre-made deck, and it does come with its first booster pack inside, and depending on which one you buy, you'll notice the colors here on the right, which is actually the Amber Emerald or the Ruby Sapphire, and it has some different characteristics, of course, that you can learn as you dive deeper into Lorcana. But what is actually in a booster pack? Well, there's 12 cards per pack. And actually, as I mentioned, you'll find if you look on the back of either of these, either the retail packaging or the actual packaging, if you were to buy it from an actual booster box, is it does still reference the 60-card deck requirement. And it does actually say for Into the Inklings, there's over 200 different cards in this set. So in the Series 3 set, there is actually over 200 different cards to collect. So it will take quite a lot of actually booster packs to try and build a full master set or play set, whatever it is you're actually targeting to do from this. And so what's actually made up inside of these is there's 6 different colors, of course, for Lorcana. And there's actually 6 different rarities. So you'll notice here at the top of the screen, there is common, uncommon, rare, super rare, legendary, and then that final rainbow symbol is actually the enchanted cards, which are, call it, the most legendary, right? The full art versions, the alternate art versions, whatever you call them from other TCGs, that is these enchanteds, which are generally only found about 1 per every 4 booster boxes. So that's quite rare, all things considered, and there's up to 0 or 1, of course, per pack you would ever find in Lorcana. But of the 12 cards, what's in here is 6 of them are commons, 3 of them are uncommons, and then there are 2 slots that are either the rare, the super rare, or the legendary, and then the final slot in the pack is actually a foil. The foil could be any card rarity that there is, but it is just that cold foil coloring on the front or the type of the card. So what I'll do is I'll actually open a couple packs here so you can see what's actually involved and included in here, to give you a better understanding. So of course, because this is Inklings, it does come with 2 extra cards here at the back. One is explaining what locations are, because locations are a new type of card that came out here in the 3rd set of Lorcana Inklings. But you'll find the first one here. You notice as of the first 6 are all that common variety. This first is Magic Broom. Grandma Tala, also a common. Olympus would be that way. Also common. Peter Pan is our 4th. Chubby is our 5th. Patch, which is our 6th common. Then we have Maui. We're stepping into our first uncommon, and that is a Ruby. If you notice the red, the Ruby. We then have our 2nd, which is the Queen, uncommon. This one's Sapphire. And then our 3rd uncommon is the Bayou, which is an uncommon Steel. You notice by the gray color. Now, we step into our final 2 slots, which could be the rare, the super rare, or the legendary. The first, by the triangle, you can tell this is actually a rare, and it is of the Ruby variant. Next, we actually have a legendary. What a pack to pull to show this as an example. This is an Emerald legendary. It is Ursula, Deceiver of All. This is actually a card that's becoming quite valuable with the new series coming out, Series 4 being about Ursula and singing. It's turning into quite a valuable card. And then lastly, what we have over here is Chernobog's Followers. If you notice, this is that cold foil type of a card, kind of the hollow variation inside of Lorcana, and it is just an uncommon. So, of our cards in this pack, when we go back and we actually look, we had 1 rare, 1 legendary, which were those 2 there. We had our 1 foil, but then on our first 6, if I actually show you these 6, what you will notice, as I mentioned, is it is 1 of every color. So it first started with Amethyst, then it went to Sapphire, then it went to Steel, Ruby, Emerald, and then Amber. So even though there was 6 commons, it is actually 1 of every color. And then when we stepped into our uncommons, we had a red, a blue, and a gray, or otherwise known as ruby, sapphire, and steel. And that was the entire pack 1. So to see if it's the same type of concept, I will go ahead and open a second pack. There we go. Some of these definitely seem to be more difficult than others. Again, our same 2 back cards, the one talking about location and the extra card. Then if we step over into these, we start with commons again. We have Diablo, Pluto, Kita, Kakamora, Sir Hiss, Neverland, new location. That was our 6. We then step into our uncommons. Wildcat's Wrench, Prince John, Jafar is an uncommon. And then we step into our last slot, which is the rares, super rares, or legendaries. This is a rare, as you see, the Bare Necessities. We have another rare, Gustav the Giant. And then lastly, our foil is just a common, and it's Distract. So, even in the second pack, we had something very similar, of course, as to be expected. If we go back and we look at our first 6 cards, they are all commons. We have the purple, blue, gray, red, green, and orange or yellow, the amber, lastly. So one of every color, as we mentioned, was our commons. We step into our 3 uncommons. So those, as you notice, the 3 uncommons in the second pack are different than in the first as far as the coloring, because these are random. And then in this one, we only had 2 actual rares. So no legendary, no super rare. It was 2 of the rare slots, Gustav the Giant, the Bare Necessities. So those 2 were there, one of amber and one of steel. And then finally, on our foil, this one was a common, as before it was uncommon. So you could still get a rare, a super rare, a legendary, any of those like in the foil slot as well. They don't just have to be commons and uncommons, but of course, with common and uncommons being the most common thing in the deck or in the entire set, that's generally what you're going to find here. So that is what's actually in these booster packs. If you've never gotten any, I definitely recommend diving in. It's a blast of a game. It's very fun to collect. If you are a Disney fan, there's a ton of nostalgia there all around, and the sets continue to come out, adding new characters, either Storyborn or Dreamborn, so things you might have never actually seen before. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. Hopefully this was helpful. We hope we answered some of the questions that we've been hearing about what actually is going on inside of these booster packs. And if you like the content, please smash that subscribe button so you'll see what's coming in the next videos, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day.